Hello and welcome to this video from Sorare Assist. Want to know which players are going to get you those all important points at a budget price? Then make sure you stick around, because I've been scouting every region and I'll be sharing my findings in this video today. Before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, then welcome. If you're looking for the Sorare tutorials, scouting and other Sorare content, then you're in the right place. If you found this video useful, then please push that like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel by pushing that big red button below and ping that notification bell to be the first to be alerted about any new content. If you haven't signed up to Sorare yet, then what are you waiting for? Get signed up using the link below to get a free rare card and 10 common cards. If you have any questions or thoughts about today's videos, then please drop them in the comments below. Right, now that's out of the way, let's get stuck into today's content. So in this video series, I'll be highlighting budget options in every region over a number of weeks. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll be highlighting players in regions and also in leagues as well in each videos, depending on how many budget options I've come up with in each category. All these players are around or below £100 at the time of recording. Some are as low as £30 and at most £150 for maybe strikers or more elite players. These players are all good enough to hit the ETH thresholds in most weeks, even if you're using a common keeper. These selections also tie in with my video on building a Sorare team from zero to hero, where the principle was to use 4 rare cards and a common keeper to get those ETH thresholds most weeks. A link is in the description below if you do want to watch that. So due to this, I won't be highlighting goalkeepers on this video series, because if there's a slight chance a goalkeeper will play, their price is going to be high. There's no such thing as a budget keeper really in today's market for a quality starting goalkeeper. But with the players highlighted, you should be able to use a decent common keeper and still at those ETH thresholds, and then potentially save up with the prize that you win for your first rare keeper. If you already have a rare keeper, that's even better. So the idea is that these players will be able to get you around 50 points on average amongst your 4 outfield players. This will get you 200 points, plus add on top of that the percentage bonuses of your cards and your common keeper score, of course, and there's a high chance you could also reach the higher threshold payout. Now I bet you're thinking that it's hard for your player to score 50 every week. Well, they don't have to. If one player scores 70, then one of your other players can be excused for scoring 30 points, as that's still an average of 50 points between 2 players. The players highlighted have all the right statistics and history of good scores to hit those thresholds. They're also expected to start most games or are already seeing regular game times for the club. And the good thing is, they're available at a budget price. I'm highlighting their scoring history and looking at their prices on the market at the time of recording. So today I'm going to be concentrating on Champion America and the American MLS only. We have done some previous videos on the Argentinian, Mexican and Brazilian League, so please check those out in terms of the budget scouting videos. This is part 2 of the American MLS budget scouting. Part 1 was on Thursday. So go back and check that out. It is obviously in the videos section and linked to this video as well. Okay then, so let's get straight stuck into this and we'll start with the first player. So today we're going to be concentrating on the rest of the midfielders and also some forwards thrown in there as well. All again budget options with the right stats. So first player I've gone for is Roger Espinoza, 34-year-old of Kansas. Scores wise, some brilliant numbers here as you can see, some fantastic scores, playing regular as well, which is always good to see. In terms of his score on Sorare, let's have a look. So score wise, £53 here, 58, 47 here, 53 for this season's card. So you can get him for potentially around, well, someone's picked him up here on the second market with 43, that was only 2 days ago. So you could potentially get this guy for around £40, maybe even under. I think that looks brilliant really for a starter at Kansas. It was showing some really good scores here and some good numbers as well. It's 34, so that's obviously something to bear in mind. But don't let these older players put you off, especially if you can get them at this price. And if they're scoring scores like this, they can potentially win you some rewards. I mean, ETH reward on the higher threshold of 250 points is potentially going to pay for this player in one game week. So that is something to consider when you're buying players, even though they're old and you think, oh, what if they retire? I'm going to lose all the money. Well, not potentially so. If they're a good, decent player, then they're going to obviously get you the points to win you some ETH. And they could, like I say, if you get this guy for £30, you could pay for him in one game week if you get the 250 threshold, or even pay for him over 2 game weeks. But I think he's going to pay for himself if they've got some decent scores like this guy has. So next up, I've gone for Michael Bradley of Toronto, 33-year-old midfielder. Scores-wise, looks absolutely brilliant. Scores-wise, really, really good consistent scores there, as you can see. So you can rely on him to get you some consistent numbers there. In terms of his price on Sorare, let's have a look. So on the secondary market, £70 here, £85 at 81 for this season's card. Obviously thinking about the bonus. £78 here, that looks brilliant. And on the primary market, someone picked him up one day ago for £75. So you can probably get this guy for around £70 odd. You might even be able to get a cheeky bid on this one and maybe even get him under the £70 if you're lucky. But I think £70 is probably about right. For a guy who's getting you consistent scores like this, I think that does look a very, very good option. So next player is Paul Arriola of Washington, 26-year-old midfielder. Now don't let this put you off. This is because he's playing at the Gold Cup currently, so that is why he's got the red cross. But obviously the Gold Cup is near to its conclusion, so he should be back soon. As you can see here, he's got some good numbers and also some good numbers here. But of course I want to address the elephant in the room, and that's all these did not players. But if we look at this, there is a reason for that. As you can see, he's not in the squad here, but that is due to the Gold Cup, as I say. And if we go down, he was actually injured. He had a bit of injury concerns, so that explains the did not players there that you can see on his score chart. But as you can see, when he was fully fit, he was playing a regular 90 minutes. And I expect him to be doing that now he's back in the squad. And obviously, when he's come back from the Gold Cup, he'll be back in the team like he was here. Look, as you can see, he's played 90 minutes, 90 minutes, 80 minutes, 90 minutes. So he looks a very, very, very good option. His scores speak for themselves as well, look. So when he is playing, he's getting some very good numbers. So let's have a look at his price then on Sorare. So he's only 26, so pretty young really. 86 here, 88. Someone picked him up 3 days ago for £60, 4 days ago £50. So primary market might be the way to go, but you can potentially pick this guy up on an offer on one of these for around 70, and I think that would be a fair price for a midfielder who's going to be getting back in the team now and showing the consistent scores here. Because like I say, he has got the right stats, as of all these players, to succeed with the scoring matrix. So next up then, we've gone for Julian Cressel. He's actually a defender, this guy actually. I thought it was a midfielder. It's actually a defender on Sorare. So he's 27. Scores, as you can see, he's absolutely fantastic scores. Price-wise, let's have a look at his price on the secondary market. £86 here, 88. Some bit more extortionate ones there, but 92, that looks good. 79, someone picked him up for an hour ago. 5 days ago, someone picked him up for £57. So yeah, you could potentially get this guy for very cheap And as you can see, his scores are absolutely brilliant. So he is worth definitely a good defender option for Washington there. So next up is midfielder Victor Vasquez, 34-year-old for LA. Scores wise, looks absolutely fantastic here. Scores, look, out of these few games, he's scored some fantastic scores. 70s, 4 70s there, that's absolutely brilliant. He's 34, something to bear in mind, but like I say, if you can get a player of this quality for cheap enough, they will pay for themselves, especially if you win a decent card as well. So he's got a few did not players here, so let's just address that. So that was due to him, he wasn't in the squad here, but he'd actually just moved from Belgium club Eupen, so they only signed him this year actually, so they obviously want to have his services. So as you can see here, he's not in the squad, but I'm guessing that's because he was still, although he'd signed for LA Galaxy, he was still potentially trying to get across to America, get visas sorted, all that sort of thing. But as you can see, he did play here, he was playing in the squad, did get injured unfortunately, so then he was on the bench getting back to fitness, but now he is playing some regular minutes again, and he's actually scored in his last 3 games, so it does look like he is settling in at LA now, and I expect him to start getting up some really good numbers now he's back to full fitness and getting some regular minutes. So in terms of his cards, if we just look at this, 141, I don't think that's too bad, you know. 168, 124, someone picked him up 4 days ago, look. So you're probably best off looking at the primary market, because I think 124 is a very fair price. £100 6 days ago. So this guy does look a very, very viable option. It's obviously his price has potentially gone up recently because he's scored those 2 goals. But I think he's going to be available. If you can get him for around £120, £100, I think that's going to be a very, very budget price for a quality midfielder who's going to be getting you some regular 70s, 60s and that sort of thing. So he does look a very good option despite his age. So next up then, I've gone for Luka Dancekovich, 27-year-old of Chicago, midfielder again. Scores wise, got some fantastic 70s here, look, as you can see. He's got some other lower numbers, but don't let that deter you. He has got the quality to get you some decent scores. And when a player is on a bit of a poor run of form, that's probably the best time to actually buy them. So let's have a look then. So he's actually available here for £26, £28, 44. But these ones look really good. 26, 28, 31. Yeah, you can even put a bid in and maybe get him even cheaper. So let's have a look at the his numbers in terms of minutes then. So he's playing loads of minutes here, look. He has recently gone to the bench, so he played 25 on the bench, 9, 10. So he's potentially not in the first team at the minute. That probably explains his price going down. But he was injured for a number of months here as well. Something to bear in mind. But he has only joined Chicago around in 2020. As you can see, he was transferred from a Serbian team, so he wasn't in the squad there. But then he was unfortunate to get injured just as he joined Chicago. So, and now he's just recently started getting some minutes again. Look, as you can see, he scored a couple of goals here. As you can see, he scored some goals. So when he first started playing for Chicago, he was doing fantastic. Now, he has dropped to the bench recently, so it might be worth looking at that, see why that has happened. But based on this form, he was starting life at Chicago very well, which is these points here. So if he gets back into the team, then you've got a 27-year-old that you've picked up for around £20 odd, which again is fantastic. And like I say, he has got the stats to get some good numbers and scores there. So the next player I've gone for is Bryan Acosta of Dallas. Again, he's got a red cross, but don't let that scare you off. He is actually again at the Gold Cup, but he's got some fantastic numbers here. The Gold Cup is why he didn't play here. This was a little bit of an injury setback, but as you can see, when he is playing, he is getting some fantastic scores. So in terms of his price then, let's have a look at his price on Sorare. Does play for Dallas as well, so obviously they're not doing that great. They've been improving lately. So price wise, you can get him for £78. I think that's fantastic. Someone bought him 11 hours ago for 80 quid. 2 days ago, £77. So around £70 to £80 for this guy. I think that looks absolutely brilliant for someone who's getting these numbers when he is fit. And like I say, he is the Gold Cup currently, but he is due back soon. So it looks like a very, very viable option. So next up, I've gone for Philippe Mora of Portland. 27-year-old forward. This one. In terms of scores, some fantastic scores here. There was a few did not players here, but that was due to the Copa America. Okay, so as you can see, he's back in the side now, getting some nice 60s and 70s scores. So he looks an absolutely fantastic option, who's getting you some really fantastic numbers there. So let's have a look at his price then on Sorare for a forward. So remember, he's a forward, so the price is going to be a little bit more than the midfielders and the defenders that we've highlighted. But someone picked him up 9 hours ago here for 181. I think that looks brilliant. 7 days ago, 150. So you're looking at probably around between 150 to 200, which I think is a really, really good price for a forward who is capable of these type of scores. I think that looks like an absolute bargain. Okay, the final player then this week is Ollie Camera of Washington. 31-year-old forward. As you can see from his scores, some brilliant scores when he does play. In terms of price, let's have a look. So price-wise, again, is a similar price to the last player that we highlighted, although he's a little cheaper here. Look, 167, that's fantastic. If you look at his last 5 as well, shows his quality there. But that's no fluke. It's not just his last 5 that are good. He has obviously got some good scores historically. So it does look a very, very viable option, this guy. Around 160, maybe get him on a cheeky offer for around 150. I think that looks absolutely fantastic. So that's all the selections this week, and that is the part 2 done of the scouting, budget scouting for the region America for the MLS. So I hope you like this video. If you did, please like the video, and if you want more content like this, please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to ping that notification bell to be informed about any new videos. If you have any thoughts on today's video, then drop them in the comments below. Let me know if you purchased any of these cards. If you did, let me know which ones and if they brought you some success as well. You can follow me on Twitter now at Sorare Assist, and also on Instagram and Facebook. Also check out our free website, sorareassist.com, where we've got some free resources, all to do, of course, with Sorare. There's also a link in the description below if you've not signed up to Sorare yet to get your all-important free rare card after buying your first 5 rare cards. So get signed up if you've not already. Get some of these players bought. These are really good budget options if you're just starting out, or even if you're not starting out, even if you want some budget players just to bulk up your squad a bit. A lot of these players are very, very good and showing very good potential and scores. Okay, that's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll hopefully see you again soon.